In 1987, Robocop was released to the theater, and at first this movie was going to be rated X by the MPAA, but before release it was recut to an R rating. But don't worry about that. When the DVDs came out, we finally got the unrated cut. The film was a huge hit, grossing $50 million on a $13 million budget. By the end of 1987, a sequel was already announced, promising to bring the film down to a PG-13 rating so that the younger moviegoers could see it.
Detroit, the near future. Officer Alex J. Murphy and his partner Ann Lewis fight to rid the decaying city of the criminal element which infests it.
But kids didn't have to wait for the sequel. In 1988, a cartoon was released. But this show failed to reach the kids. I know, strange, right? An R-rated movie having a failed cartoon series for kids? Who would have thought that? After only 12 episodes, the show was canceled. 2 sequels would be released in theaters in 1990 and 1993. But it would be a while before Robocop would turn up on the small screen. And when he did, it was a live-action television series in 1994.
Go ahead and shock the flat line, then let's quit.
Okay, everybody clear.
Officer Alex Murphy, shot to death in the line of duty.
Legally, he's dead. We can pretty much do what we want.
There's a new guy in town. His name's Robocop.
That series would also fail to make an impact and be canceled after 1 season with 22 episodes. It seemed Robocop was dead for the big screen and the small screen. That was until 1988, when a new cartoon hit television. Robocop Alpha Commando. The show was set in the year 2030, and we see Robocop has been reactivated after 5 years. Although it's somewhat related to the film series, it also falls in its own canon world. In this cartoon series, the suit has some tech that the movie never had, like roller skates and a built-in parachute. This would be the most successful Robocop television show, lasting 40 episodes. What most don't know, or block from their memories while walking down the clearance aisle at KB, is that this cartoon series had its own toy line. The toy line was made by Toy Island, who already had the rights of some of the cartoon-based figures along with the live-action series. This 1998 release was made up of 7 toys, 2 figures, and 5 play accessories. The figures were Robocop Air Command, Robocop Alpha Commando, and ED-509 to fight Robocop, and there was a talking Robocop with battle lights and sounds. And for the figures was a Robo-Cycle. One of the coolest toys released in this line was the electronic Cyber Lab, where you could listen to Robocop's heartbeat, hear him talk. This was somewhat between a playset and a game, where you could race against the clock to save Robocop's life. And another fun one was the Safety Deposit Vault, with alarm sound. With this playset, you could set your own secret code to keep your Robocop action figure locked in the vault, so your little sister wouldn't take it and break it. There was also a Robocop arm release for roleplay. And Toy Island even released a Robocop helmet. Isn't this thing cool? Now sadly, this was only released in Japan. And it's not really part of the Alpha Commando series. It's more based on the movie, but it was so cool I just had to show a picture of it. Overall, the toy line failed. I mean, what do you expect? The cartoon series failed, so you know the toy line is gonna fail. And most people today don't even remember a toy line being based on this cartoon. Most of them don't even remember the cartoon. The toy line was kind of lacking, as the only real figure was Robocop. But the playsets here is what makes this line so fun. They're some of the best playset toys of the 90s. The 90s were kind of lacking when it came to playsets. This is a lost gem when it comes to the Robocop universe. Any Robocop collector or collector of toys of the 90s shouldn't overlook this line. Now looking on eBay, most of these go unsold, where people's asking way too high of a price for them. The lower asking price for some of these that didn't sell is about $50. Someone was asking more than that, but they hardly ever sell. So if you're looking to collect this line, I would stay around the $10 to $20 range. Well, that's a look at the almost forgotten action figure line to a Robocop cartoon series that was almost forgotten also. But it had one hell of a catchy theme song.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.